Nintendo is currently investigating Palworld, a third-party gaming sensation, and knowing Nintendo's past, we're about to head into a very intense battle between the underdog and the king within the gaming industry. Palworld has recently taken the gaming world by storm, capturing the hearts and screens of millions of gamers across the globe. At first, some people thought Palworld was just a copy of Pokemon, but it has surpassed all expectations by garnering an astounding 19 million downloads on all platforms in just 2 weeks since its release. Nintendo, being one of the largest companies in the gaming industry, cannot ignore the similarities between Palworld and its famous Pokemon franchise. So this raises the question of whether Nintendo will take legal action against Palworld for using what they believe to be unauthorized use of Pokemon's fundamental concepts. In this video, we will dive deep into the extremely complicated realm of copyright infringement to determine whether Palworld has indeed crossed legal boundaries and speculate on the potential consequences of this high-stakes legal battle. So now, let's rewind and uncover the fascinating origins of Palworld. Palworld emerged from the creative minds at PocketPair, a South Korean game development company with a vision like no other. In the early stages of Palworld's development, PocketPair had a dream: to create a gaming experience that would captivate players by blending the beloved creature collection genre with elements of survival and resource management. And their ambition was clear: to challenge the conventional boundaries of gaming and spark the imaginations of players worldwide. What began as a concept gradually evolved into a gaming phenomenon. Palworld's creators aimed to tap into the enduring appeal of creature collection, a genre made famous by the Pokemon franchise. They wanted to capture that magic while infusing it with innovative gameplay mechanics and a unique twist. As the project gained momentum, PocketPair's determination to craft an exceptional gaming experience became very evident. Their journey was definitely filled with creative challenges, late-night brainstorming sessions, and a deep commitment to bringing their vision to life. The result? Palworld is a game that not only has captivated millions of players, but has also become a subject of fascination and controversy within the gaming community. This South Korean gem has sparked discussions, inspired fan communities, and left a mark on the industry. But Palworld isn't just another game. It's a gaming experience like no other. Let's dive into what sets this phenomenon apart from everything else. First off, Palworld introduces a resource management system that adds a layer of depth into gameplay. Players must gather materials to ensure their survival and the well-being of their creatures. A creative way Palworld uses this feature is allowing your pals to farm resources for you, adding an autonomy strategy to the player's gaming experience. Building bases is also a key feature of Palworld. This isn't just about creature collection. It's about establishing your presence in the world you're set to explore. The freedom to design and expand your base adds a unique take on the player's creativity. And the game is also about uncovering a very compelling narrative. As you further explore the world, mysteries unravel, and you become part of an evolving story that gets even better as you progress. Next up, the innovative pal breeding system even introduces an economic aspect to the game. Breeding pals creates valuable items known as palcons. Wait, pause, post-edit waterrock here. My apologies for stopping the video, but I don't know what the heck palcons are, but the actual in-game currency of, what we're just about to talk about is just gold coins. I don't know where palcons came from, so my apologies, but I just caught this while editing the video. So yeah, I'm sorry, but now let's just get back to the video. It's gold coins, not palcons. What are palcons? Which can be traded or sold within the in-game economy. It's definitely a cool twist on adding an economy to a survival game like Palworld. But beyond gameplay features, Palworld has cultivated a passionate community. Player feedback, suggestions, and discussions have shaped the game's development leading to its release. It's a living, breathing world shaped by its players. So why would Nintendo launch an investigation if it's gained such a massive following? Well, Nintendo's decision to launch an investigation into Palworld was driven by several key factors. Firstly, Palworld rapidly gained immense popularity within the gaming community, amassing over 19 million downloads in just under 2 weeks. This unprecedented success set off multiple alarm bells at Nintendo HQ, prompting them to scrutinize the game a little more closely. Nintendo then observed striking resemblances between certain creatures in Palworld and their iconic Pokemon. These similarities raised major concerns about potential copyright issues and intellectual property violations. And as a gaming industry giant, Nintendo takes its intellectual property rights very seriously, especially when it comes to protecting its beloved Pokemon franchise, which by the way is the highest grossing brand in the world, estimating a gross revenue of over $150 billion as of 2023. So to try to protect their brand, they initiated the investigation to safeguard creative assets from potentially losing their title as number one. Nintendo definitely likes to set precedents in the gaming industry, emphasizing the importance of protecting original ideas and maintaining the integrity of intellectual property. Their investigation aimed to assert their rights and send a message to other game developers as a warning. Nintendo's decision to investigate Palworld was driven by a desire to protect its legacy and assert its dominance. No surprise there. The outcome of this investigation would have far-reaching implications for both companies and the gaming industry as a whole. So what even is copyright? Well, let me explain in the best lawyer impression I can muster. Copyright is a fundamental concept in the world of intellectual property, aimed at safeguarding the rights of creators and their creative works. It provides legal protection for a wide range of artistic, literary, and intellectual creations, including books, music, films, software, and video games. At its core, copyright grants creators exclusive rights to their work, allowing them to control how it's used and distributed. These rights typically include the right to reproduce work, distribute copies, display or perform it publicly, and create derivative works based on the original. Copyright protection is automatic upon the creation of a work, and the creator doesn't need to register their copyright to enjoy these rights. However, registration can provide additional legal benefits and is often recommended for creators seeking stronger protection. The duration of copyright protection varies by country but generally extends for the lifetime of the creator, plus an additional 50 to 70 years. During this period, others are prohibited from using the copyright work without permission unless their use falls under specific exceptions like fair use or fair dealing. Copyright infringement occurs when someone uses a copyrighted work without authorization, violating the creator's exclusive rights. This can lead to legal action, including monetary damages and injunctions to prevent further misuse. In the context of the Nintendo vs. Palworld investigation, this concept plays a pivotal role. Nintendo's concern centers on potential copyright infringement, claiming that certain aspects of Palworld bear a close resemblance to their Pokemon franchise. The outcome of this case will hinge on whether these resemblances actually constitute a violation of Nintendo's copyright and intellectual property rights. How'd I do? If you think I was indistinguishable from a real lawyer, you should subscribe so that I know I did a good job. So are there other cases like this where Nintendo has tried to sue other companies to try and figure out how this new case will play out? Well, Nintendo being the gaming industry giant that it is, it has a vast history of vigorously protecting its intellectual property through legal means. Over the years, the company has engaged in several high-profile copyright battles to safeguard its iconic franchises and characters. Here's a list of some of the notable instances. First, the Donkey Kong lawsuit of 1982. In this example, Nintendo's legal journey began with a lawsuit against Universal City Studios, which is now named Universal Pictures. Universal claimed that Nintendo's arcade game Donkey Kong infringed on their copyrights for King Kong. Nintendo ultimately won the case, however, setting an early precedent for their commitment to protecting their creations. Second, the Tengen case of 1989. In 1989, Tengen, a subsidiary of Atari Games, released an unlicensed version of Nintendo's Tetris game for the NES. Nintendo filed a lawsuit leading to a lengthy legal battle. Nintendo obviously emerged victorious, reinforcing its stance against unauthorized use of its properties. Third, the Game Genie lawsuit of the 1990s. The 90s had Nintendo take legal action against Galoob Toys, the maker of the Game Genie cheat device for a variety of NES games. Nintendo argued that the Game Genie's code modifications violated their copyrights, but the court actually ruled in favor of Galoob Toys this time, and this emphasized the importance of choice of consumers. Fourth, we have the GoldenEye 007 dispute of 2007. This time, the game publisher Activision faced legal challenges when developing the remake of the classic Nintendo 64 title GoldenEye 007. Nintendo asserted its rights as the original game's publisher, leading to a negotiation between the two companies. And although I couldn't find what agreement they came to, I can probably guess Nintendo was the true winner in this case. And lastly, the Pokemon copyright enforcement. Nintendo has consistently protected its Pokemon franchise against various forms of infringement, including counterfeit merchandise and fan-made games. They have issued multiple cease and desist orders to those using their intellectual property without permission. Now, getting into the legal battle between Nintendo and Palworld, Nintendo has employed several strategies to substantiate its claims of copyright and trademark infringement with PocketPair. These strategies revolve around key elements within the Palworld game that Nintendo believes bear similarities to their iconic franchises. Here are the strategies Nintendo is planning on using within this case. Nintendo contends that certain PAL designs within Palworld bear a striking resemblance to their iconic Pokemon creatures. They argue that this constitutes copyright infringement, emphasizing undeniable visual similarities that challenge Palworld's defense. Nintendo's argument also expands to the gameplay mechanics employed in Palworld. They assert that the mechanics including creature capture and battling closely mirror those established in the Pokemon franchise. This alignment raises concern of intellectual property infringement as Nintendo sees it as a replication of their proprietary system. Nintendo has highlighted elements within Palworld that they believe bear a strong resemblance to the rich lore of the Pokemon universe. These alleged similarities have triggered many concerns of trademark infringement as they pertain to well-established Pokemon games. Nintendo may reference past legal victories such as the Donkey Kong lawsuit to demonstrate their history of successfully defending their intellectual property rights in court, and this can establish a pattern of protecting their creations. Nintendo may enlist experts in the field of game design, copyright law, and trademark law to testify on their behalf simply because they don't understand what they're talking about, so they need grown-ups to talk for them. Sorry about that. These experts can provide professional opinions and statements supporting Nintendo's claims of infringement, and Nintendo may argue that the alleged similarities between Palworld and its franchises harm its brand image and reputation. This can be a strategic point in demonstrating their need for legal action. Nintendo may highlight any proactive steps that they took to protect their intellectual property rights, such as issuing cease and desist orders to Palworld's developers. These actions can be presented as attempts to resolve the matter before resorting to legal action, probably because their lawyers are advising this first, since if they took it to court they would probably lose. By employing these strategies, Nintendo aims to build a robust case against Palworld, asserting that the game's similarities to their franchises constitute copyright and trademark infringement. So, what can Palworld do? In the legal battle against Nintendo's allegations of copyright and trademark infringement, Palworld's defense is extremely crucial. To stand even a chance at winning the lawsuit, Palworld's legal team must employ effective strategies to counteract Nintendo's claims. Here are some potential defense strategies Palworld can use in order to win this case. Palworld can argue that it is transformative work and that it goes beyond mere imitation. They can assert that Palworld builds upon the creature collection genre by introducing innovative gameplay elements, distinctive narratives, and unique character development. Palworld's transformative nature sets it apart from being a copy of any Pokemon game. Palworld can vigorously defend its unique gameplay mechanics, world-building aspects, and narrative elements that distinguish it from the Pokemon franchise. Elements such as resource management, base building, and an original storyline can be presented as evidence of Palworld's creative autonomy. These innovations fundamentally alter the gaming experience. Palworld can emphasize the importance of creative freedom in the gaming industry, and they can assert that their right to create a game that draws inspiration from a beloved genre while still introducing fresh and original content is a great way to make a game. Palworld can contend that the gaming world thrives on innovation and evolution, and their game exemplifies that spirit. Palworld can also invoke the concept of fair use. Fair use allows for the use of copyrighted material under specific conditions, such as for commentary, criticism, or parody. Palworld can argue that it qualifies as a transformative work inspired by the creature collection genre and is therefore protected under fair use. Palworld can demonstrate that there is no direct copying of specific Pokemon characters or assets. They can show that while there may be similarities, PAL designs and gameplay mechanics are distinct and original creations. Palworld can argue that any visual similarities between PAL designs and Pokemon creatures are a result of artistic interpretation rather than deliberate copying. They can present their design process as a creative endeavor that draws inspiration from various sources. If applicable, Palworld can highlight that some creature designs are inspired by animals or creatures that exist in the public domain, which cannot be subject to copyright claims. Palworld can emphasize that gamers are discerning consumers that appreciate new and innovative experiences. They can argue that Palworld caters to a different audience and offers unique gameplay that distinguishes it from Pokemon. If it comes to it, Palworld can even explore the possibility of filing counterclaims against Nintendo, alleging harassment or anti-competitive behavior, depending on the circumstances of the lawsuit. These defense strategies collectively aim to determine that Palworld is a unique and transformative work, not a copy of Pokemon. However, winning the legal battle against Nintendo will depend on the effectiveness of Palworld's legal team in presenting these arguments and countering Nintendo's claims. So what would this mean for the future of game development? If Palworld were to emerge victorious in this legal battle against Nintendo, the implications for future game developers would be substantial. Such an outcome would set a precedent and send ripples through the gaming industry, influencing how developers approach creative expression in the future. Here's an exploration of what it could mean for future game developers. Palworld Victory would encourage game developers to push the boundaries of creativity and innovation. It would send a signal that drawing inspiration from established genres and ideas can lead to transformative and original works without fear of litigation. Developers would feel more empowered to exercise their creative freedom. They could explore new gameplay mechanics, storytelling approaches, and art styles while still paying homage to genres or games that have inspired them. The gaming landscape would become more diverse as developers venture into uncharted territory. Players would have access to a wider range of gaming experiences, from traditional genres to experimental creations. Indie game developers, in particular, would benefit from increased creative freedom. They would be less apprehensive about pursuing unique ideas and developing games inspired by their favorite classics. The industry would see more healthy competition, with developers striving to deliver fresh and engaging content. Gamers would be the ultimate beneficiaries, enjoying the wealth of options and high-quality games. The outcome would prompt discussions about striking the right balance between protecting intellectual property rights and fostering innovation. It may lead to legal reforms or guidelines that clarify the boundaries of creative expression, but that's a story for another day. Passionate fan communities could also continue to shape the direction of game development. Their feedback and engagement would remain instrumental in the industry, influencing game design and features. Large corporations may be more inclined to support small indie game developers, recognizing their role in pushing the industry forward. Funding, publishing, and mentorship opportunities could become readily more available. Developers might explore collaborations and crossovers more freely, creating exciting opportunities for fans to see their favorite characters or worlds in new contexts. In summary, a Palworld victory in its legal battle against Nintendo would signal a significant shift in the gaming industry's approach to creativity and intellectual property. It would encourage innovation, empower developers, and lead to a more diverse and exciting array of games for players to enjoy. The outcome would be watched closely by the entire gaming community and could shape the future of gaming development for years to come. Overall, Palworld doesn't seem to be doing any wrong. Nintendo is simply pressing the red warning button because they think their multi-billion-dollar company will crumble from a game that is only similar to their franchise if you squint at it. Ironically, their name and reputation is being tarnished for taking something like this so seriously, because now the community is against them and their decision to take action. A great way to keep a community strong and happy is just to listen to them. And if there's a problem you think that will hurt the future of what you're doing, consult the very people that put you in your current position, which transitions perfectly into this. I just want to take this time to thank all of you for the support recently. I genuinely have been the happiest I've been in years, and it's all because of you. And if you like this video and you want to support the channel even further, you can do so by clicking this video on screen right now talking about the mysterious disappearance of the Mr. Beast Gaming channel. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll catch y'all in...
It has come to my attention that people are trying to re-upload my work for their own self-gain. You know who you are, and I will not rest till every last one of you get your demise. You have been warned. We are watching.